My brothers and sisters, I come before you today with a burdened spirit, because what I am about to speak on is something no African leader, no African citizen, should ever have to witness in this day and age. Bobi Wine has been taken into custody. Yes, you heard that clearly. Soldiers went to his own home and seized him. This alone should alarm every person across Africa who believes in liberty, justice, and democratic rule. When the reports first reached me about what had happened to our brother Bobi Wine in Uganda, I struggled to accept it. I hoped it was false. But as time passed, the proof began to surface. Videos appeared. Statements were released. Eyewitness accounts emerged. And it became painfully clear that we were once again witnessing history repeating itself in the most tragic way. That is why I am speaking now. Because staying silent in the presence of injustice means becoming part of that injustice. Let me explain clearly what has unfolded in Uganda. Let me walk you through the facts so you fully grasp how serious the situation is. Bobi Wine, the opposition leader, a man who has consistently stood up for the rights and dignity of Ugandans, a man who has openly challenged repression and abuse of power, was forcibly taken from his residence. And my brothers and sisters, we must be honest. What happened was not a lawful arrest. No. This was an abduction. It was a kidnapping carried out by agents of the state. The information we have received comes directly from members of the National Unity Platform, Bobi Wine's own party. They are the ones who alerted the world. According to statements shared widely on social media, especially on X, the security forces stationed at Bobi Wine's home in Majir carried out actions that are deeply disturbing. They deliberately cut off electricity to his house. Pause and think about that. Why cut the power? The answer is simple. They wanted darkness. They wanted to conceal their actions from public view. But that was only the beginning. After switching off the electricity, these forces went on to destroy the electric fence surrounding the compound. They dismantled it completely. And then, as if that were not enough, they violently attacked the private security guards on duty. These guards had committed no crime. They were simply doing their jobs. Yet they were beaten and assaulted for no reason other than being present. There are also videos circulating online right now. Anyone who checks social media can see footage of a helicopter hovering over the area. Many believe this helicopter was used to transport Bobi Wine away. An army helicopter landing inside a civilian's home to take him to an undisclosed location. Ask yourself, in what democracy does this happen? Even before this abduction, Bobi Wine was already under intense surveillance. A military drone had been flying above his residence continuously. This drone appeared after he returned from the campaign trail. Day and night, it monitored his movements. This constant surveillance was meant to intimidate him, to remind him that he was being watched at all times. Why is the military acting this way? The reason is clear. Bobi Wine has been speaking openly about the election results. He has told Ugandans that the figures being announced by the Electoral Commission do not reflect the true outcome. He has stated repeatedly that the results have been altered and manipulated. That message has angered those in power. And it is because of this truth-telling that the military moved in and removed him from his home. There is more. Reports indicate that at least 10 people have lost their lives during this tense post-election period. All of this is happening while results are still being released slowly by the electoral body. The commission had said that on January 17, 2026, they would declare the presidential winner. But now, with Bobi Wine in detention, we must ask ourselves what kind of announcement we are heading toward. Let me quote the NUP statement, because it is important. They describe this incident as an abduction, and I fully agree. An army helicopter reportedly landed inside Bobi Wine's compound and took him away to an unknown location. Power was deliberately cut. The electric fence was destroyed. Private guards were brutally assaulted despite having done nothing wrong. This has all taken place in an extremely volatile post-election environment. Meanwhile, President Museveni appears calm and distant. He is careful. He avoids direct involvement. Why? Because the Chief of Defense Forces, the head of the military, is his son. The command structure answers to him. And this is where the real issue lies. There is no scenario in which the CDF would allow Bobi Wine to become president. If Bobi Wine wins, the plan for succession within the family collapses. Museveni is still in power during this transition period. He controls the state and is meant to hand over authority to the winner. But if that winner is Bobi Wine, what happens to the plan for his son to take over? This explains the speed and force with which the military has acted. When I look at Uganda today, I see a familiar pattern. I see a calculated strategy. Let us look at Tanzania for comparison. There, the opposition leader Tundu Lissu posed a threat, so he was arrested on questionable charges and locked away. Museveni chose a different approach. He allowed Bobi Wine to campaign, but surrounded him with soldiers, drones, and intimidation. And now, before final results are announced, Bobi Wine has been taken. What troubles me most is this. We are being told that Bobi Wine may remain in custody until the electoral chairman announces the winner. Think carefully. If Bobi Wine were to win while already detained, would they release him to assume office? Would they hand over power? Or would they install someone else? If the people vote for a candidate and the military prevents him from taking office, that is nothing short of a coup. If Bobi Wine wins and is kept in detention, the military would be overthrowing the will of the people. That is a military takeover, plain and simple. That is why I am speaking today. I call on President Museveni to release Bobi Wine immediately and unconditionally. Ugandans have voted. They have chosen. You cannot claim democracy while detaining opposition leaders. Africa has suffered enough under dictatorships. Our ancestors fought colonial rule only for us to replace foreign rulers with homegrown autocrats. How long will we tolerate leaders using guns and uniforms to silence political opposition? President Museveni, you have led Uganda for many years. You have had your time. The youth are asking for change. They are not denying your past contributions. They are simply asking for space to lead. Why are you afraid of that? If you truly won fairly, then you have nothing to fear. Release Bobi Wine. Let him go home. Let him challenge results legally if he wishes. The world is watching Uganda. Africa is watching. History will judge you by what you do next. Will you be remembered as a defender of democracy or as someone who used soldiers to cling to power? To the military leadership, especially the Chief of Defense Forces, remember your oath. You swore to defend the Constitution and the people, not a family's political future. When helicopters are used to seize opposition leaders, the military ceases to serve the nation and begins serving personal interests. Some will say I should not speak on another country's affairs. I reject that. We are Africans. An attack on democracy anywhere in Africa endangers democracy everywhere. Bobi Wine cannot speak now. His supporters are afraid. So I will speak. The people of Uganda deserve better. They deserve fair counting. They deserve leadership chosen by ballots, not bullets. I have seen what happens when leaders ignore their people. Societies explode. Do not push Uganda to that edge. Release Bobi Wine. Open the democratic space. Allow transparency. Allow observers. Allow the truth to be seen. To the people of Uganda, do not lose hope. The world sees you. Africa stands with you. Continue to demand your rights peacefully. Uganda is a warning to us all. We must resist dictatorship everywhere. Power belongs to the people. The military must serve the Constitution. I call on the African Union, ECOWAS, and all African leaders who believe in democracy, speak up. Demand Bobi Wine's immediate release. President Museveni, release Bobi Wine now. Your legacy, Uganda's future, and Africa's democracy are at stake. This is bigger than one man. It is about Uganda. It is about Africa. Thank you for listening. This issue demands attention, courage, and action. Let us stand with Uganda. Let us demand justice. Let us demand the immediate and unconditional release of Bobi Wine. May God bless Africa.